Cheryl with Caribou Country Lifestyle, and tonight I'm actually getting ready. It's my sourdough that I have been working on, gluten-free sourdough that I've been working on. And what I'm doing tonight is I'm getting ready my waffle mix for tomorrow morning. And what I have a big container of discard sourdough. This discard is from the sourdough, gluten-free sourdough that I have been figuring out and taking care of. So every day I have to remove so much of the sourdough to keep this activated. I have to remove the sourdough starter and I put it into this jar to reserve it, and I keep it in my fridge. There are recipes in this book that you can use the discard that you remove from your sourdough, and you can make other recipes other than just bread. I've been making a lot of the waffles and pancakes, and they have turned out really well. We had waffles last weekend and they were really good. So I'm getting this ready tonight so that it can sit overnight in my fridge for tomorrow morning. So let's get started. With this sourdough recipe, for a single batch, you get 7 waffles. I want to make more than that so I can have extra waffles so that my son can heat them up and have them whenever. And just to heat them up, he just tosses them in his toaster and he heats them up in his toaster and he has them the next day. So I'm going to make a double batch. I have a lot of discard. For a double batch of gluten-free waffles, you need, 200 grams for a single batch, so I need 400 grams. So I'm just going to turn my scale on and I will take out 400 grams of discard from my reserves. Okay. So I'm going to dump out. This is heavy. Okay. Got almost 300 now. I won't need much more. I'm at 333 and I only need 400. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna stop there because I'm at 402 grams of discard. And I'll just put this rest of this back into this container. So that was a pretty good portion of discard that I used up. So I'm just going to put this discard back into my fridge. Now I'm going to add 200 grams of milk. I'm going to reset my scale. And my son is also dairy free, so I'm using an oat milk, and I need 200 grams of the oat milk. Okay. Then I need 30 grams of olive oil. I'll reset my scale. 40 grams of olive oil. There we go. You notice I'm using white shelled eggs. Our laying hens was on a bit of a strike, and they're actually just starting to get back into laying eggs again. So we ended up having to buy some eggs. So 4 eggs. So that's the last of the store-bought eggs. I need 1 more. We save our shells from our eggs, and we put them in our compost. We usually crush them up once they are dried, then we'll crush them up. Okay, I've got the eggs, and now I need the sugar. And I need 16 grams of sugar, so I'm going to reset this so I can put 16 grams of sugar in. Okay. Now I'm going to remove this off of here because now I need to mix this up. You gotta be careful, it said to beat it, but I wasn't expecting to have this so full. So I'm gonna beat it without making a big, huge mess. We just gotta get this sourdough discard incorporated with the rest of the liquid, and then it shouldn't be so messy. This is almost pretty much mixed in. I picked a bowl with a lid, a plastic lid that'll snap on, just so I can put this in the fridge. The past couple of weekends, you can actually make this batter up the morning of, but once you've mixed it together, you actually have to let it sit for 30 to 40 minutes. Because I have more stuff to put in here. Okay, next I'm going to add flaxseed. Okay, and I've got some flaxseed here. I need 10 grams of flaxseed. Okay, I need 60 grams of buckwheat flour. I will use a spoon for this. Oh, I think I was supposed to stir it in. Okay, I have to stir the flaxseed in. Then I add the buckwheat flour. Okay, I've got that stirred in. Now I'll add my buckwheat flour. So 60 grams of buckwheat flour. It's 55. There we go. You can put that back over there. Then I need 70 grams of millet flour. I'll zero that. I've only got so much in this bag, so I won't go too crazy. 70, I might not even have 70. I might not even have 70 in here. Nope, I don't. I've only got 30. So I need another 40 grams of millet flour. Pretty sure it's down here. Pretty sure. I could be wrong. Well, it's not on the top of my Lazy Susan, so let's look on the bottom. Oh yeah. What do we got there? Millet. Got some more millet flour right there. Okay. I will use a spoon for the rest of this. Oh, great. I just ruined the Ziploc on that. Okay. So I'm at 63. There we go, 70. And then I need the, it says tapioca starch. I don't have tapioca starch, and I've been having a hard time finding tapioca starch. So I've been using potato starch, and it's been working quite nice. Okay, I need to zero my machine. And I need 40 grams of starch. I'm using the potato starch instead of the tapioca starch. And I've got almost 40 now. There we go. I have 40 now. I'll put that back up there. And a teaspoon of baking powder. And a quarter of a teaspoon of salt. That's like a half. There's a quarter. I can put that away. Put this away. I am also going to add a little splash of vanilla. I haven't used it in my previous recipes, but I want to use it in this recipe. Okay, now I'm just going to stir this to combine. Stir it until it's combined. I'm going to be very careful, not be super impatient, so I don't have a bunch of batter all over the counter. And you just want to mix it in until it's incorporated in there. So this is pretty full, like it's a double batch of the waffle mix. So I just want to stir it until it's incorporated in. Okay, I've got my lid, and I'm going to put this in the fridge, and then we will return tomorrow morning to make our waffles, and I'll show you what that looks like. How again, it's the next morning, and I have my waffle batter here. And first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to oil my waffle pan. And when I oil it, I use an avocado oil. And then I just use a silicone basting brush to oil my pan. And that just helps to make sure that the waffles don't stick to my pan. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit of the avocado oil, and then what I do is I use this silicone brush to manipulate the oil around onto the grates, because there's these little grooves with your waffle iron. You have these grooves and you have to try and get that oil into the grooves. So I feel like the silicone baster works the best, because I can go back over to where it was thick, grab some more of the avocado oil, and then take it over into another spot where I need oil to be able to grease this pan before adding in. And then I'll plug my waffle iron in to let that heat up. And I'm just going to do the other side as well, because once I close this, I got to make sure that both sides are equally oiled, because I don't want it to stick on one side. Have it good on one side and not the other. So, and it's pretty fast and easy with the silicone baster. And this is an older iron that I have, older waffle iron. These are interchangeable plates on this. If I want to make pancakes, I just pop out these plates and I put in a flat plate into these, and then I can open it up like I have it open here, and I can do 2 pancakes on this side, 2 pancakes on that side. With the waffle iron, I will close this, and then I'm gonna plug it in. And I have a little light that comes on in the front, and I just wait for that light to go out. Now I won't have to reapply more oil in between each of the waffles. Just that one application to start is more than enough. And I've done a double batch. Each batch makes 7 waffles. So I will get approximately 14 waffles, maybe only 13 waffles. The last time I did this, it said to put 1/3 cup of the batter into here, but I'm gonna put a little bit more than that. I want a little bit more coverage in the waffles, where I found in some spots it was a little bit thin. So I'm gonna add just a little bit more. So I'm not even gonna I used a 1/3 cup measure the last time, and I'm not even gonna use the 1/3 cup measure. So I'm just gonna give this batter a little stir. Okay, so our waffle iron is ready, and I just open it up. I'll get a scoop of the batter. And I just want to make sure that it's a little fuller than it was the last time. Okay. And then I'll just close this. Hear that sizzle? So this is going to take anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes. My guide, when I do this, is there's a little light here that comes on, and when that light goes off, that's when I know that the waffles are finished. So it's gonna come back on, and that's my guide for this waffle iron as far as when I know that they're finished. Better not make a liar out of me. This is what normally happens. And of course I'm like, oh, I'm saying this, and then watch it not happen. I can still hear it sizzling. Okay. I'm just waiting for... There it is. My light has come back on. Did not make a liar out of me. And now I'll wait until the light goes off, and that will tell me that the waffles are ready to take out. These have been in here for about 5 minutes, and I'm just waiting. There it is. My light just went out. So now I'm going to open this up, and there's my waffles. And I just grab a fork, and they are nice and light and crispy on both sides. Oh, they smell amazing. So there's my first two, and I'm going to add some more batter. They turned out really well. I'm really happy with this recipe. Okay, and we'll close it. I love the sound of that sizzling. And for my son, he uses, sun is in my eyes, that's not a bad thing. For my son, he uses maple syrup on his waffles, and we use just a regular butter flavored off the shelf syrup from the store. And yeah, they're really, really good waffles. So I just wanted to bring you along to show you how I make my gluten-free sourdough waffles. And I really only make them on the weekends. I guess if I made my batter the night before, I could make them in the morning. But for one, my son doesn't usually get up until around 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm up early because I have to be at work by 8:30. And my husband right now, he's on day shift, so he's up at 5 to be at work for 6 in the morning. And I think he said this next week he actually has to be at work for 5 in the morning, so he'll be up at 4, and I'm definitely not up at that time. I'm up by around 6 o'clock in the morning to start my day, and so there is nobody else up, and if they are, they're already gone by the time I'm out here. So I just look after myself, make myself breakfast. So this is really more of a weekend thing than it is during the week, but you could definitely do it. Have your batter ready and the night before, and then have it in the fridge overnight, and you can be making waffles, and they don't take any time at all. So thanks again for joining me. If you like this video, put a like in there, and if you haven't subscribed, you might want to subscribe too. So thanks for joining me, and we'll talk again soon.